Hey Dana, how you doing?
Hello, thank you both so much for speaking to me. I am fascinated by this collaboration. What I wanted to know is one, how was it the collaboration of feeding off of each other's ideas and knowing which direction to go into? And you both offered interesting insights, one being an actor and one being a director. Did that provide for something or information that you wouldn't have thought of beforehand?
I think the definitely the energy of us being able to co-write this together and work with this film together and bounce off of each other's like energy ideas was really great because Chris is a visionary and he's very creative and he's a director that knows exactly what he wants. And as far as me as a writer, actor, producer, I'm very visual too, and I know exactly what I want. So with this idea, bringing it together and bringing our minds together, and just really, we're both really big fans of sci-fi as well, and I think it was just like a perfect match. We've done footage films together for the past 10 years, and we've learned how to work together as partners, as business partners, and filmmakers. And I think this was just a great film to do, and I'm really excited about it. And it was very, very innovative and different. So, we thank Chris for always being innovative, like when you got served, stepmothers, always being innovative on as far as the films.
Anything to add, Chris?
I agree with them. I feel like we are, no, we're so excited because we want to bring the urban community back to the theaters. It's a lack there, so that in the urban space, it's very weak in the theaters. So we've learned that from all the buyers and all the different theaters and people. And I feel like we should dominate that market like we dominate a lot of other markets. And I feel like the urban community, I hope they show up and show out, because the urban movies are the key right now to really support if you're black, because we are a black owned company, and we serve to our urban community. So we're just hoping that that's where we go. So I wanted to go to theaters again, like I did with You Got Served, and try to do a sci-fi movie that wasn't corny, because it's a urban cast. So sometimes people think, well, black people and an alien is going to be corny. I don't know why. We get that a lot, but I feel like we can do any other movie that anybody else is doing, if with Alien or any other
Whatever
movie.
it is.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and so me, I'm more about that.
I'm also fascinated by the design of the aliens. How long did that process come to for you to get that final look?
Months.
Yeah.
What did it
It
start
took
out as?
maybe 3 months.
Was the initial, do you feel like the initial blueprint of how you wanted to look was always remained, or were that was scrapped even then?
We have stopped. It's funny you asked that question, because that happened. It's crazy. No one has asked me that, but I did scrap them, and then, but no
You
one
you
knows
scrapped
that
a
because
couple of
nobody
them.
asked. Yeah. So that's a really good question, because I did, and then I finally came up with the one I liked.
So also for both of you, I'm fascinated by the also the location and the blocking. What I wanted to know is, by both being writers on this, was that something that you worked through the writing process of knowing exactly what you wanted the scenes to look like, or was it more of when you got there and you started filming and you started looking at the locations, you knew what parts that you really wanted to bring from the script into a certain scene?
As
When I look, that's a good point, Mark. You can answer that
I
one
was
if
gonna
you
say,
want.
as a writer, you have to have a certain amount of creativity, right, when you're writing. And
Right. That's what I was about to say.
when Chris came up with the idea and he flooded everything down to me and he's like, this is what I want to do, this is how I see it, I try to imagine. That's why we're good, we good working together, because I can imagine what's in his head. We've done like 50 movies together at this point, so I know kind of how he thinks. So as a writer, when we're putting the stuff together, he actually had the idea of the locations, how he wanted to shoot it, how he wanted the aliens to look, everything. He had all of that in his head. So when we the script was done, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna take over and say, okay, this is how I want it. Y'all just trust me because I got y'all. Y'all just, if y'all can perform for me as actors, trust me on this. I got y'all as director. Everything is gonna look incredible, and he showed that to us all as far as the completion of the project. But it was all in his head.
Okay. And so for Marques, what I wanted to know, you're also acting in this as well. Do you feel or do you know when was the exact moment that you think that the wedding was going to go awry and in terms of not getting married? Was there something that we didn't see on the page that kind of led to that moment, or was that really the day of the wedding?
It what you mean for as far as in the film?
Yes.
So writing it, the backstory would have been the day of the wedding.
Okay.
I think her decision to not go through with it had a lot to do with it's like if you the first day of school, the first day of work, anything like when you're actually about to do it, you can get those butterflies. Even me as a performer, when I'm actually about to hit the stage, that's when everything hits you like, okay, I'm actually about to hit the stage or I'm actually about to do this. So I think her backstory was okay, today is the day and I can't do it. And it was like that. So we had our, arguments back and forth, and my character was more like, okay, I'm ready, even though I was, I'm like, I'm down. I know we having our problems, but I'm down. And her thing was more like, I just can't go through with it because I would never be able to forgive myself if I go through with this and I don't give all of myself to it. And that was the whole backstory behind the leaving me at the wedding.
So then also what I was wondering, acting as well. So you're acting what essentially what you wrote.
Yes.
Also, um,
Yes.
do you feel that were there any changes that was made to the script once you're there within that scene?
Oh, absolutely. I think, writing the script, I didn't know I was going to play Andre. Chris threw
Mhm.
that on me after the script was done. He was like, "Okay, I want you to play Andre." I'm like, "Wait, oh, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that." So I think once you read the dialogue, you get there with the actors, you feel that chemistry, you feel their chemistry with yours. Everything kind of changes. Not too much. You still stick to the script, but you still are able to put your personal, like in there, with these characters, and every character that you play as an actor is always going to be some kind of part of you. So, once you get there, it definitely does change a little bit. Dialogue changes, words change, everything like that. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much for speaking to me. Excellent movie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We really appreciate you, and thanks for looking at everything. And I'm glad
Thank
you liked it. Were you on the edge of your seat? That's what I want to ask.
Yes, it was a lot of tension because we didn't know what was happening, and then when you saw, then then the whole expansion of the invasion, it was like,
Right.
oh, Independence Day. Oh, I
Yeah.
like